Hello everybody, I'm going to give you guys a minute to get logged in and find the video. I hope that you're having an excellent Wednesday. Let's see if I can find it myself. Let's see. Home, media, videos. There we are. Hey Vera. First one I saw on. Thank you for joining me tonight. How are you guys doing? Okay, so just so that I know where you guys are coming from, tell me what city, town, state, country you live in. Yeah, thank you, Julie. You're the first one to answer. Toledo, Ohio. Well, welcome, Julie. Okay, I can see your comments. Everything is good. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. Oh, this is awesome. Hey, Pat. So Pat is a member of my team, and for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been doing these online workshops, and Pat is a member of my team, so she gets to see them the month before. So this Sunday, I'm actually doing one with the Christmas bundle, tidings and trimmings, and she's going to get to be at the team meeting, and she'll see them this month before my workshop next month. This workshop is intended for brand new stampers, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to see all your comments as I go. I've been having a little trouble with Facebook Live feed from my laptop showing me your comments, so hopefully I'll be able to work through that and make sure that I answer all your questions as we go. So I haven't even put my stamps on my blocks because I want you to see how everything works. So this is our stamp set, and this is a photopolymer stamp set, and now they come like this, and you can stick them to the case. Normally they have a piece of plastic over it, and I was demonstrating with this one, and I may have lost the plastic piece, but it'll be okay. My stamps are perfectly fine. And we're going to make 4 projects, so why don't we just flip the camera. I love talking to you, and I love seeing you, but let's play with some product. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera here, and I'm going to put you in my clip, and while I do that, I'm just going to put my hand over it so that I don't make anybody dizzy. Okay. And then I'm going to move my table just a little bit so that and I know there's a little bit of a glare from this being in a bag, but I can always take them out. These are packaged up for sale. I actually sell my completed cards at a local florist, and it's exciting. I went in and she gave me money this week. So for this one, this is actually our first project. I am going to need a couple colors of ink and a couple of stamps. This is, let's see, an eye block. And if you're brand new to stamping, the name of the block depends on the size of your stamp. So eventually, you know, what I recommend to people when they're new is that they start with like a D block. But to actually put this stamp on a block, you're probably going to want an eye block, unless you want to put it on the back side of your phone, which is totally acceptable. And then we need one of the birds. This bird standing up should do the trick. And the word hello to start, okay? So for the complete class, if you're going to assemble these projects at home, you would need the Garden Birdhouse stamp set and 2 ink pads, Balmy Blue and Gray Granite. We are also going to use Wink Estella. For anybody that places an order of $35 or more, I'm going to send you a pre-cut card kit in the mail. Now, tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is doing free shipping on any order over $50. So it might be worth it to place a $50 order, get free shipping, but wait until tomorrow on that so you get free shipping. Otherwise, the minimum shipping direct is $6.95 direct to you. So that's like a $7 savings. So when I do these card classes, the first thing I do is I make a PDF for you. And these are printed out double-sided. They're designed to be printed double-sided, but if you don't have a double-sided printer, you can just print them out. It gives you all the measurements, all the stuff that we used, all in one document. And the last page is actually a supply list of everything that we used. And I posted this supply list to our group today. So if you have questions on what we used, it's all in there except for the letters on the blocks. And I told you the biggest one for this class is this I block. Okay. So I'm gonna push these cards to the side, and this is the host code for the party. And if you go on my online site, you can place an order with this host code. But I wait till tomorrow so you can place it online and get free direct shipping to your house. In the description of this video, I think it's that way off to the side, there's also a link that gives you a link with the host code already built in. So you just click the link and then you can place your order and I'll send you the kit. So let's jump right in, and I want to show you what the kit looks like. I've packaged them up so that they stay pretty neutral in the mail. I haven't really had anybody ever say to me that when they got their card kit it was damaged, because I packaged them up pretty good. So you can expect that if you get one in the mail, this is what your kit will look like. And it will have a string of pearls. Now, if you spend $50 instead of $35, I'm going to send you a full package of pearls for this workshop. So let's dive right in. I think this is the first project. Yes, it is. Yay, I did good. So this is the hello card, and I have these die cut circles. So I've done all the die cutting for you just to save time, but this I ran through a die cutting machine. And in addition, this is also a die that you can find. It's called Garden Stitched Greenery, I think it's called. It's in with the dies instead of in with the embossing folders. And it just makes a beautiful imprint, but it's all stitched instead of cut, okay? So let's jump right in and just do some stamping. I need my gray granite. Hey Ella, how's it going? Hi Holly, hi Julie. I love that you guys know each other and that you're saying hello to each other. That makes me so happy. Okay. And I lost the feed, you know how that goes. That's okay, I'm just gonna keep talking here and I will eventually find you. So I am stamping right onto my scrap paper here. And I'm gonna use my gray granite ink pad to ink up the bird as well. Bird, 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 bird is the word. And then I really clicked off. I ended up in the marketplace. That's scary. Okay. So I'm gonna take this while it's still a little bit wet. And this is my Wink of Stella. I've shown Wink of Stella so many times, but when you get a brand new one, it has a black ring down the middle of it. And you actually have to unscrew the Wink of Stella and take the black ring out of it and throw it away. The ring would sit like right about here, so you take it apart. And then this is the brush, and the glitter is in here, and there's a pin. So to get it to activate, you screw it together, and then you push on both sides until you see glitter in the barrel, and then you stop, and then you get this really sweet, beautiful image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through for all of my cards and do my stamping, and then I'm going to show you a cool technique that we're going to do with watercolor Wink of Stella. So here we go. I'm going to stamp my hello. This is Balmy Blue. But when you're doing your projects, if you want to switch out any of these sentiments, you can switch them out for whatever works for you, okay? So I'm going to put that to the side for a second, the whole project, and I'm going to come back to them one at a time at the end to do a technique. So let's see what's in the second envelope. This one is my birthday wishes card. And again, there's a PDF that goes out with this card kit if I when I receive the order. Okay. So for this one, there are 2 different images. Let me show you what we're going for here. There's 2 florals, and I'm gonna load them on the same block. So there's the big one, and there's the little one. And I'm gonna ink up with my gray granite, stamp it right off the paper, but I can stamp it all at once. I don't need to load them on 2 different blocks. That was a D block, by the way. And you might notice I have a lot of blocks, but if you only have 1 or 2, you can always take them off, clean, and switch stamps in between. You don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it. So there's all my stamping for this card, okay? You kind of see how we're going here. I'm gonna put this one to the side, and we'll come back to it for that technique. It's fancy. Okay. So here's the 3rd one. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for sharing. That's awful nice. Sharing is caring. Okay, so this one is this guy, and I want to do all the stamping, and there's a lot of stamping on this one, so let me move that off to the side. So for this one, this is this long skinny block. This is called a G block. And welcome to all of you. I'm so glad you're here. That one doesn't say that, so I can see that when I pull that off. I'm gonna do this one, haha. So glad you're here. And I'm definitely gonna need a welcome on a block. This is a B block, size B, like boy. And then this one also has this long birdhouse, you know, wooden piece, that thing. And then the birdhouse at the top, which is this guy. I think I have enough blocks, huh? I think I used almost every stamp in this set. It's so pretty and so fun to work with. So before I even do that, I want to see which side is solid. So when I'm looking at my stamp here, I can see that the top is solid. So that's the side that I want my birdhouse to sit on. I want it to be nice and solid. So I'm going to stamp it right off the paper. And I'm going to build a little scene here. There's my birdhouse sitting on my crooked pole because I stamped it off crooked, but it's fine. It still stands up. Everything is good. Then I'm going to stamp the So Glad You're Here. Oh, it sounds like we have a helicopter flying overhead. How exciting. It's always fun during a live video. All right. And then welcome. So again, I just send you the pre-cut cardstock, and then you would assemble the projects on your own. Now, I forget which bird it was, and it wasn't this one because that bird's going that way. So I'm gonna go this way, like the picture, and then I'm gonna pick it up with an A block, and I'm gonna stamp him in gray granite. And then I'm gonna put him to the side. So I've got all my pieces on here, but I haven't done any of the technique part yet. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all shiny and beautiful and yeah. But we'll come back to it. So that's card 3. And then the last card is card 4. This is Birthday Wishes. Again, it uses that stitched greenery die from the back of the book. I would think that they'd put it under embossing folders, but no, it's a die. So, but again, all the measurements will be in the PDF so that you can recreate this. This is the largest set of circles from the circle dies, layering circles. And now we need Birthday Wishes back, which I have here. We need the other birdhouse, and then we need the string to hang it from. So I'll bring in another G block. It's a good thing I have a lot of blocks. But if I didn't, I would just clean them as I went. No problem, but I don't want to keep you waiting. I appreciate you taking your time to come spend with me tonight and have a little fun stamping. I'm going to stamp the birdhouse first. And then this one has like a little hook on it. And I'll stamp it right off the paper, like that. And then bring my birthday wishes back in. All right, so that's all the stamping that we have to do. I don't know if you noticed, but being kind of new, sometimes I have customers or friends that come to class, and I'm going to show you on this piece of paper, that come, because we can cover this up, but they come into class and these new pads are kind of squishy. So they're called firm foam. And if you push down into them with your fingernail, well, I'll have a blue finger, just like if you take the block and you see how the welcome is just sort of lighten up when I go to stamp with it, and I'm not getting blue here or here. Well, what happens a lot of times with newer stampers and the firm foam is that they're not realizing that everything that they need shows up right here and it lights up for them. So I showed someone over the weekend, and her block before she started looked like this. So if she rocked her stamp on her project because she thought she was going to get a better image, she'd actually get the blue on her project in other places. So you want to avoid doing things like that. And when you ink up, you want to ink up just so that you can see the image light up through the photopolymer and stamp down on your project, and it keeps it super clean and pretty. So that's just your newbie tip for tonight. I mean, we have newbie tips all the time, but, and I didn't even stamp on that. Huh. All right. So let's come back in for the technique piece of it. For this, I'm gonna need the bag. So Karen, yeah, I know. Karen mentioned to me that she's a heavy-handed stamper, and actually when I saw her that she logged on, that's why I did that little piece, because it's important. It's a fun little tip to just, until you'd be surprised how light you need, and then when you're stamping with the red rubber, you're much less likely to smush. If you see when you come up after inking up, if you can see your image in the firm foam, chances are you're inking up a little bit too difficult. And then when you go to stamp, I don't rock at all. I go straight down and up at 90 degrees. So happens to me still. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Hi, Anne. So good to see you. Anne was at retreat this past weekend. I'm still recovering. But it's good. It was so good to see everybody. My cup is full, you know. So I'm gonna put the ink pad right on the plastic bag. Talk about getting messy. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the gray granite ink. This is where it gets fun. So we've done all of our stamping for the 4 cards, and now I'm going to work myself backwards, okay? So this was the 4th card that we stamped. I'm going to put the pearls over to the side, because if I don't, you know I'm going to lose them. And all of my stamps can go to the side. And I'm going to show you how to watercolor with Wink of Stella. So this is the first image we want to bring in, and I'll just bring this back. This is where we want to go. And yeah, I covered up the host code, but there's a link over there, so you're good. You won't need that anyway, so we'll just cover it up. It's fine. We're crafting right now anyway. That's how my brain works. So here is my birdhouse, okay? And you see how I did dark in the middle and dark on the top and dark on the bottom, but then I got light in here. I want to show you the watercoloring technique that will help you do that. So first of all, you can go really dark so you can see it happening. And you can take that around the bottom. So this is like straight balmy blue. I picked it up with my Wink of Stella, which is also glittery. So this is super sparkly, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then I'm gonna kind of swipe a little off on my plastic bag, and I'm gonna try and draw a dark to light line on each of those little slats up the top. So I don't want to start off the darkest ever on the top, because then there's no place to go with the light, right? So I'm going to do the dark at the top. And then these little sides, I'm going to make them dark this time. I think last time I didn't, but this time I'm going to make them dark. So you get that contrast thing going on. So you got the dark, and then you've got these pieces of wood that the sun have hit over time, and the color has oxidized, like in real life. Let me show you. So it's dark on the top and then light on the bottom. Then I'm gonna scribble off on my plastic, so I'm not wasting any Wink of Stella here, and I'm gonna make this paint mixture a little bit lighter again. And I know that I can always add more if there's not enough. And I'm gonna start at the top and kind of avoid the gray granite, because I don't want that to move, and work my way down. So again, I'm going to pull a little bit of the color out, make it lighter over here, start at the top, and work my way down. So it did the same thing that those wood slats did, but it's not as prominent. So there we go. And then I can go back in and add the darker color to the top of those slats again, and just keep blending until I like it. All right, so that's card 4's coloring. I'm going to take this plastic bag, which you know that I'm going to have my hand in before we finish, and put it off to the side and flip this over. This is one of my favorite things to do with Wink of Stella. So I took, these are old, so I'm just going to use them up here, but please forgive me. I have a dimensional problem, but it's like not like a 12-step program. I'm gonna use these up, and then I'm gonna buy more. So I'm gonna put plenty of dimensionals on this layer, not the layer that's down below, and I'm only gonna use them on one layer, because then potentially I won't need extra postage to mail these. The extra postage happens when you end up more than 1/4 inch thick. So if I use 2 sets of dimensionals, you know, on 2 layers, that's when I end up paying more for postage. But this should mail with just single postage. Did I miss any spots? I think I got them all. Okay, good. You guys can let me know if I mixed anything. Hey, Bonnie. Ugh, my buddy. All right, so I'm gonna take, I don't need to take all of these off. And for those of you that stamp all the time, if you're not brand new, how many weird places have you found these in your house? I found them in the shower. They've been in the toilet. I don't know how it ended up in there, but I'm only peeling off like a couple on the outside, because it doesn't matter if the inside is sticky. I don't put that many because I don't think that they'll be sticky. I put that many because I want a lot of support under my image. And if this goes in a plastic bag and it goes to my florist lady who sells my cards, I want to make sure that the person who receives her card doesn't have one side flopping over or have the inside cave in. So I make sure that in this case, I like to use a lot of dimensionals. It's all about the right support, right? All right, so we're gonna bring this in, and this is Seal Plus, and this is my favorite adhesive. There is a seal that is less sticky. The reason that I like this one, and let me see if I can show you here, is it has like these little breaks in the action. And I've had some customers that have had trouble with it, and I do have a little bit of tips for you. Let me see if I can move this so you can see them. There's like these little slats. I gotta stand up to make sure that I'm showing you right. There's these little, there you go. There's these little breaks in the action. Do you see them? So that makes it super easy for this sticky stuff. It's more sticky than the other one to release. Now, when I have problems with this, it's because I'm holding on too tight. So the trick is loosey-goosey with this. and you got to pull back and up to release. It used to be to the left or to the right. If you do that, you're going to take this roller and it's going to come right, the plastic's going to come off the roller, and then you're going to need a replacement. So what I do is I come back and lift straight up and back. And that way, the next piece of adhesive that I want is directly underneath what I want. So it's up and back, okay? And it's a light hand. Sometimes when I'm doing live videos, I get excited, and that's when I tend to break mine, but that's because I'm talking fast and excited to see everybody, and sometimes I just have to slow my roll, you know? So I'm gonna pull up and back to put these on. And this designer paper is cut to fit this die cut, and this all comes pre-cut for you in your kit. Up and back, so nice and easy. So this is the 4th card in the directions sheet if you decide to purchase the kit tonight to go. And like I said, it comes with a PDF, and I'll email those out to you. They're all done. Okay, so there's that. And then you would want to have glue dots on hand. This glue dot, I don't know what happened to it, but it's on, like, my glue dots are on backwards. But what you do is you expose one of the glue dots, and I have already pre-tied your bow for this one, so all you have to do is stick the bow to the glue dot and lift. I showed last month how to tie bows 3 different ways at the end when we do our question and answer. But these are all pre-tied and in your kits for you. And then you can give it a trim to trim it down the way you like it. And that is card 4. So I'm just gonna stick that off to the side. It's 12:30 in the morning in the UK. Zaina, thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh. I hope that there's a glass of wine there, something. I have trouble sleeping at night, so maybe, like, if I was up at 12:30, I might be tempted to have a glass of something to put me to sleep, because it's quite often that I do that. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our Wink of Stella palette again, and I'm gonna do the bird real light. But he's a bluebird. Isn't he cute? So simple, right? Now, do you remember our technique with the dark to light? We're gonna do the same thing with this. So I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna go across with a dark line, brush some of it off, and then pull and see what happens. I can always go back in and add a little more. But once you put too much, it's kind of like a haircut. If you're giving somebody a haircut and you cut too much, well, you're just gonna have to wait for it to grow back. So it's better to go back and add a little more color after than it is to, whoops, add too much color and be all done with your dark to light. Isn't that pretty when it's all dramatic in the dark to light? So I'm gonna, I went right into the solid ink for this one, and I'm gonna do this one different. I'm gonna make this one almost like a solid marker color. So you get that real stark difference. Like, this just had a paint job, and the other part is just dark to light. So pretty. And then the same thing here. This is the same, like, section. So I'm gonna do this really dark, and then I'm gonna start dark up here and go dark to light, and there wasn't much on there, so we'll go again. But you can't mess up if you are doing light until you get the feel of it. Okay, so next I'm gonna go do the bottom, because the bottom's pretty solid too. So I'm gonna make that solid like it was before. And now I'm gonna go back and do that line thing. So I'm gonna line my slats. All these words that make me sound like I'm from Boston, huh? Hopefully my accent isn't too thick, or maybe it's fun that it is, I don't know. I can park my car on command. It's 6:30 in Iowa, 6:30 p.m. Yes, it's 7:30 here. And I really wanted some peace and quiet in the house, so I just gave my husband 20 bucks and said, here, go get ice cream. And I sent them to the furthest place I could think of. Sullivan's. It's like probably, I don't know, 30 minutes from the house. So by the time, it'll be an hour before they get back. Because I just feel bad. I don't want to, I mean, they live here. I don't want to make them all have to be like quiet on the set, but I can think better when it's just us. Okay, so now I'm going to do this in that dark, because that's all going that one way, right? And this could be actually a little bit darker again. See how dark that one is? It just makes me happy that it's like kind of uniform. So this one's going the same way too. So it's going to look like this house just got a fresh coat of paint. All right, and then the door I'm going to make lighter. So I'm just going to fill it in and pull down. Okay, so we've got our slats there. Now, this pole doesn't look like wood to me. I'm going to go, I cleaned off my brush and I'm going to go into the Wink of Stella. And now I'm going to pick up the other color and we're going to make this gray granite. Cool, huh? And in between, I'm really not wasting a lot of product. In between, I just clean my brush on the side and I can go again. So this is card 3 and I'm going to put that to the side for a minute. So if you were to get this card kit in the mail, feel free, you can come back. I'm going to YouTube this video. The last several months have been YouTubed. So there's, they're up there if you want to find my online workshop from last month. See, I'm excited. I'm pushing too hard, probably. Yep. What do you know? If you want, you can come back and watch these videos and you can kind of walk through the process. Or if you're a written word type person and you go good by the directions, there's a step-by-step PDF already written. This embossing folder is pretty, isn't it? It's the floral one, and it is in the directions. It's also in the supply list that I posted today. All the names, they come up so fast, I don't remember the name of all of them. So I put the price and the item number for all of these things in the in that graphic. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down on my paper, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my ribbon on. Now, if the ribbon isn't cut perfect, and of course this one's fine, I would need to trim it before I stick it down, but my helper did a really good job cutting this one. My daughter Alexis has been helping me in the studio full-time since the pandemic started, and boy, she's getting better than me at some things. So I put my adhesive down there because again, if I'm heavy-handed, I don't want my mark from this to show up here, so I put the mark on that side and then cover it up. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna bring in Pepsi Max. Is that like, does it have a lot of caffeine in it, Zena? That's so fun. She's got her Pepsi Max. Oh, a strawberry sundae. Well, no, I sent them, I'm getting a kitty Oreo, but it was legit just to get them out of the house. I'll have one bite when they get back. Okay, so you have a whole strip of pearls, but for this card, you only need 2. I went in the top corner. But I mean, there's so many things you could do. You could cover, like you could put it in the circle there, or the 2 circles. I mean, you can change these cards however you want. I taught this as my team meeting last month, and my team member Shirley didn't have the stamp set, and she used it with the flying thing, the dragonflies. Oh my gosh, you know, the dragonfly punch, and she redid the whole card class with the dragonflies. So you can use whatever stamp sets that you have. Yeah, I can only have about like 1 bite of ice cream and I'm done. Okay, so that's card 3, all done. And what do you think of our Winka watercolor? It's all sparkly and happy. Okay, next we'll go to card 2, birthday wishes. And I'm just going backwards here because I put the packets to the side as we went. And you know where this is going. We're going to bring the Wink of Stella thing back in. What's nice about this is I used something that I know that I can just toss when I'm done. So I don't have to really worry too much about the cleanup or the, you know, I can use my palette, and then when it's time to have another chat, I will definitely pitch this so that I don't make any big mistakes. All right, so I'm getting rid of the blue, and then I'm gonna pull in the gray granite. Isn't it funny that the gray granite can also pull a little brownish greenish? Like, I know it's gray, but it totally works for these leaves, and you can still get the two-tone of the leaf in the middle, as long as you don't go direct in the dark part of your palette. You definitely want to come over here and kind of mix it, you know. But it's so cool. Let me put that to the side. And then you know what's going to happen next. I've got all these dimensionals to use up and all the space. So we're gonna make sure that we have enough support under there and use these up. Oh look, I finished a sheet. I feel like I've accomplished something. Here we go. And now I can dig right into the next one. I think that I'm pretty covered. So I'm just gonna peel a couple of these off, and that one only came off halfway. It does, like I said, it doesn't matter. I just need 3 or 4 of the backings to come off so that it'll stick. But there's plenty of support under there, so I'm not worried about things coming up. I'm gonna actually set this to the side for a second to assemble this one a bit different. These 2 pieces are gonna stick together. And there's that embossing folder again, the floral one in the balmy blue, so pretty. And the designer paper in this card class came out of the Peaches designer paper. It is side B that uses all the balmy blue patterns, and I fell in love with it. So I knew that a whole class had to be devoted to it. So I'm gonna stick this down here, and I'm gonna attach like a tiny little bit of Seal Plus to my ribbon here, like tiny, not too much, okay? And anything that's over, I'm gonna fold up. I'm hoping you're seeing this. It's like super shiny, so I'm hoping you're seeing it. But anything that's over, I am just folding in to make sure that it gets tacked behind the card, because nobody likes to see adhesive on ribbon. It's just not a good look. All right, so I'm gonna put a little adhesive right here to tack it, and then my other side already has a tiny bit, and that will just tack it without it being funny, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to put adhesive the whole line of my ribbon, because it would look funny, strange. It would look, sometimes it looks slithery. Is that the right word? You guys can come up with a word for that for me. All right, so we have birthday wishes. Who can come up with a good word for that ribbon thing, the sticky, slithery thing? Anyway, I'm gonna do one of the pearls on the eye and birthday. And then I'm gonna go to the bottom and grab a large one. Whoops. And look, I launched it right off the plastic thing, so that's when you flip your little spatula thing over. This is the Take Your Pick tool, and it is insanely easy to pick things up and put them where you want them, especially if you fling it like I did. This side is made of putty, and so you can advance it, but the minute it starts to come out, you have to pull back, like so it doesn't keep coming out like a, you know, tube of toothpaste. I'm gonna do the big one, and then I'm gonna do the little one. And then that will make it easier for me to do the mid-size one in the middle. If I try and do them all in an order, it doesn't tend to work out too good for me. So this one I can set down right in the middle, and it makes it easy for my eye to line up. And if something isn't perfect, I can adjust it before. This still has foil on it from yesterday. I did a 2-hour live yesterday. Oh. So I'm gonna push that down where I want it, and then put my finger on top and set it. Ah, see, look, I'm moving these around. There we go. So now they're all set. And once again, if I don't want to be worried about putting my adhesive on while it's bumpy, I can just add the adhesive to this piece, my base. And you notice I'm not using a lot. 4 little dots of this stuff. It's so sticky. You really don't need a lot. I just put about 1 inch in each corner, and that will be plenty to hold my whole card front together. So that was the second project. So we stamped first and we went backwards. So the last project is the first project. I'm like Dr. Seuss over here. But that's okay. We'll bring in the first project is here. And now you know all my tricks. But the first thing I did when I stamped this hello was I painted it with Wink Estella. So the branches on this one are already done. And it was sparkly and it was sort of wet already. So I didn't add a lot of depth of color to this, and I'm not going to add gray granite because I think it has enough. I like the dark and light and all the shades in between, so I want to highlight that. And then I just added a little bit of blue, and I'm going to do like his head first, and then I'm going to do his belly because you know that the darkest part is on there right now, and then I'm going to pull it through. He looks like he has a little mohawk up there. That's funny. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with this guy, except before I do that, I'm going to do this little ribbon handle. So I need my glue dots for that. And I'm just going to find the next glue dot on the roll, and I'm going to stick my ribbon to the glue dot and not touch it. Because I don't know if you guys know this, if you're brand new to stamping, you really don't want to manhandle the glue dots if you can help it, because it does make them less sticky. So if you can stick the item to the glue dot and then put it on your project from there, I hope I did that right. It will make it, yeah, no, I could have put the glue dot on I put the glue dot on the wrong side. But I'm still not going to manhandle it. So now I am. I'm going to touch the side that I didn't want to. So I'm gonna just flip that over and make a little handle, like a little tag hook. And then we'll dimensional this guy up. Thank you, Bonnie. I love that you guys love the cards, and they're easy to reproduce if you're a demonstrator. You know, I love that you're here. Thank you for joining tonight. If you're a customer, I would love to have your order. I will put these in the mail to you. If you're a demonstrator, you should also know with all of my classes, I don't actually put my name on the PDFs. I do that because this is my full-time job, and I do these for my team so that they have things that they can use in a class. And I would love it, and I would be honored if you went to one of your classes and you printed out one of my directions sheets. See, I don't put my name on them because I want you to be able to reuse them in a class. And I always have the complete shopping list with them to make it easy for people to shop. And I've changed recently to this style shopping list so that they get a picture of what it is. Oh yeah, I need the balmy blue ink pad, and there it is. But they don't even need to crack a catalog to see the shopping list, which I think is cool. But I do have quite a few demonstrators that purchase directions from me or purchase a class to get the samples made, and then they will reuse it in a class in their home or with their friends, and I'm so honored by that. So thank you to those of you that do that. Once in a while I'll get an email and they'll say, did you know that so-and-so is using your cards? I'll be like, yep, they bought the tutorial. So here we go. I'm gonna stick that down, and I could have probably gone a little bit, wait, see like the little white? I could have gone that way just a little bit, but it'll be okay. Nobody's gonna get this card in the mail and say, oh my God, can you believe she put that on by like a 32nd of an inch too short? That's why they call it crafting, dears. So I'm gonna stick this down. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I love reading your comments, so thank you. That's what's keeping me going right now, just so you know. Okay, and then this is just the circle, and we'll put this one down flat, just like the other ones. So that on this one, a lot of classes, when I do them, like I'll put the dimensionals under this layer, but this one I wanted to really pop up the top layer. So I put a couple of dimensionals, just a few, on the back side of this. Use them up, we can buy more, it's all good. Okay, I'm gonna peel off 4. I don't need to peel them all off, but they'll be nice and supported. And here we go. So I'm loving this so much that I actually want to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the hello. This hello is very kind of full, and I never can make cards the same way twice. So you always kind of look at what you've got and make sure that you like it. And then this business with the pearls, I gotta tell you, is so fun. Let's we'll pick up a large one, and we'll start at the bottom here. Boom. And then we'll go to this the middle, which is a small one, and we'll do that one next. And then I'll go to that medium one, and I'll put that in the middle. And then I'll go to the top. So it's like 1, 3, 4, 2, no, I'm sorry. 1, 3, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go to the top next. This just makes it so easy to place because you can visually see where the missing link is. If you try and go in a straight line all the way up, almost always I end up moving them until it makes me nuts. But this is a nice way to apply them. So that's so funny. And I do have a couple of pearls left. So if you just order a 35 and you only get the 1 strip of pearls, you'll still have a couple left. If you go to 50, I'm going to send you a whole package of them. And then you can bedazzle your cards as much as you like. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for questions. This was card 1. I'm so grateful you guys took the time out to be here with me tonight. This is really great. Well, I'm waiting for your questions. I just want to say thank you. And I'll show you all 4 cards again. There's the birdhouse one. Well, I guess they're all birdhouses, right? And then this was card 4. This one's really pretty. I love the way it just sits on top of the die and lays in there. Layers on in. We got Wink of Stella watercolor and the gray granite ribbon. And by the way, your bows will be pre-tied in your kit. So that's always fabulous. And they're always really sparkly. If you color with a crumb cake alcohol marker and then put Wink of Stella on top of it, it's a beautiful gold color. Yes, it is, Karen. I love that a lot. I would agree. I think that Wink of Stella could go on anything. However, if you have an alcohol-based marker and you try to watercolor with Wink of Stella, it doesn't work. This works with water-based inks, so it's better with an ink pad or with a standard classic marker. That's a really great question. Well, it's a great comment because it kind of made me remind you, it needs to be a classic style ink. So the regular Stampin' Write markers or the classic ink pads to Wink of watercolor with any color you want. So that's a pretty cool technique. Thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad you like the cards. Yay. Let me see. I'm refreshing my screen. All right. Well, let's flip the camera back and we can have a little chat and then we'll be all done, I think. That was really fast. Hang on. My workshops aren't usually only an hour long, so we could have a little chat. So like I said, my team did these last month. Every single month, I offer my team a card kit in the mail with a 4-card class. This month is Christmas, so that they can do Christmas in July next month. And guess what? This workshop will be next month. It'll be the same projects that I am doing with them on Sunday. So that's pretty cool. You get a 20% discount off all your purchases when you're a demonstrator. So, and you get to see the new stuff when it comes out. Like they're all oogling over the holiday catalog right now because they can see it as a demonstrator. If you have an interest in becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator just to get your own discount, let me know. The biggest question that I get there is, do I have to do classes? And no, you don't. Actually, Linda just joined our team last month and she's getting her own discount. So maybe she'll want to place an order tomorrow when we have that free shipping special. So although I'd love for you to go run to the online store and place your orders tonight, I really think you should wait until the morning when you can get free shipping on any $50 order. Because that would be the most value for your dollar, and I'll send you the card kit in the mail when you place your order through me. So, do we have any more questions? I think that you guys are fabulous. I'm gonna double check the computer because I can see the questions there better if you're sending them. When I did it with Crumb Cake ink, it didn't work. And that's probably, okay, so when she did it with the Crumb Cake ink and she tried to pick up the crumb cake, she was using a blends marker, and that's probably why it didn't work. You can use any color as long as you're using the classic ink pads or the Stampin' Write markers, which are not the blends. But the blends are a whole different ball of wax. They have so much fun. They have a lot of fun things that you can do with them too. All right, well, if there are no more questions tonight, I guess I'll bid you good night. If I can help you with an order, please message me, text me, email me. If you don't hear from me within 24 hours, something's wrong because I'm really good about getting back to people within that 24-hour time frame. And yeah, Xena all the way from UK, good night. And I appreciate you all taking the time to be here with me. And if you're watching the hashtag replay, thank you very much. You can also find this video on my YouTube channel, and along with last month's and the months before. I'm not taking them down off of that channel, although for this private group, I will take this video down in a week when I close the host code. So it will close a week from today, although I think tomorrow would be the day to place an order if you're going to, because of free shipping. Whoop, whoop. So that's it. I guess I get like 5 minutes to myself before my family comes back with ice cream. So have a wonderful night, guys. Love you.